Hey guys.
So I'm Lisa.
And I'm Lonie.
And this is A Whole Mom. A Whole Mom is dedicated to those of us who deal with the everyday struggles of adulting in addition to being a whole mom. So we want this to be a safe space. We want you to share. We want your feedback. We kind of developed this just off of many conversations that we've had that we feel like people don't really have about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so we wanted to share that with you. So welcome. With all that being said, I sent you a couple videos today.
Yes, so Lisa has sent me some videos. Some things have been going down.
Yes.
So apparently...
What's the girl's name? Hold on, let's get her name right. Mia Poncetta?
Mia Poncetta has attacked this teenage young black man in like the hotel lobby because she thought he took her phone.
Right.
Turns out that he did not. And either her Uber found it and returned it to the hotel or someone from the hotel found it.
Right.
I don't think they have all those details.
Right. So
straight.
The Uber driver turned the phone into the hotel, allegedly. And minutes after she jumped this 14-year-old, saying that he had stolen her phone, she was given her phone by the hotel. She alleges that it wasn't in an Uber, but whatever. It was. She did say that it was given to her and the hotel had it.
Now, when Lisa says that this woman jumped, she straight, like, it was like she was a bouncer, somebody's bodyguard or something, because when she did it, she came from behind him and wrapped her arm around and tackled
him.
This teenage boy to the ground.
Now, mind you, this is after, according to the father, this is after he's already been like, leave my son alone. That is his phone. Leave us alone. They're trying to leave. She's screaming, I'm not going to let him leave with my phone. I'm not going to let him leave with my phone. And then she runs behind him and grabs him and tries to bring him to the ground. So
and the father... Listen, because all I'm thinking is, I don't care who you are, if you attack my child from the front or from the back, we fighting.
Factos.
We are fighting. And I don't care that my 15-year-old is 6'2", 6'3".
Period.
It don't matter. Like, that's mine. Your grown behind is not going to do that. This what we're not gonna do, sis. And she should have been charged, which she has. They arrested her.
Yeah, she's been arrested.
Yes. Take her in.
Yeah, she needs to be charged at a minimum with assault.
Yes.
And then she alleged in her interview. So they showed a little snippet of her interview with Gayle King. I think it's supposed to come out Monday. Which I guess will be today when this is airing. But they showed a snippet of her interview and she was like, well, his dad dragged me.
I don't care. He should have dragged you.
I feel it.
He done told you, we don't have the phone. This is his phone. Look now, because I can imagine that's how it went down. Because I'm just thinking about my uncles or brothers or friends or whatever. I can just hear it. All right now. Stop. Go on about. Go on now.
And the dad's like, we're just trying to go to brunch. Like, they were literally just on their way to brunch.
And you have physically assaulted my... I just can't. I cannot.
I definitely... She deserves for somebody to put the paws on her.
Drag.
Yeah. I feel like that was a difficult situation for them. Being black and being male. Because even though I feel like the daddy would have been well within his rights to drag her ass across the floor. Which that story has not necessarily been corroborated either. Like, she said that happened but nobody has corroborated that.
And even in the video, if I recall correctly, it looked like when he went to like, I don't know if he was going to like grab his son, but from the video, it looked like his contact was made with the son. Now, if, you know, let's say he goes to like grab his son back and she falls, oh well. But like you said, he was well within his rights to have got this woman off of his child.
Right.
And that's that.
And like the videos, so there's two different videos. There's one from the perspective of the dad, who's like recording. I can't remember if he went live or if he just like posted it to his Instagram. But then the other video was the surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
And
you can see it pretty clearly.
Yeah. She jumped on this. Also, my whole thing was, in the little snippet with Gail repeatedly reminds her that she physically touched this child.
She grabbed him, y'all. And that makes me mad every time I think about it. And it makes me even more mad because she took no responsibility for her behaviors. And she kept talking about, like you said earlier, how it may have made him feel. You physically touched this young man.
Yeah, she apologized for yelling at him. Like, Gail said something to her about attacking him. That's what she said. And she said, attacking him how? Like, yelling at him?
So, sis,
I said I was sorry for that. Let's move on.
She must be pleading not guilty to that assault charge. Why she?
Well, she's guilty. We all
Clearly.
She assaulted that child. She really had... I also just feel like race... Like... Because I think the reason that it's like being talked about so much is because the father feels that they were racially profiled. He feels that his son was racially profiled. I agree.
Probably.
But aside from that...
And also, if you're not black, don't comment on that part because...
At all.
If you don't walk around in black skin every day, don't. Because you don't know.
You don't. You don't know what it's like. But my whole thing is, sis, yes, you accused him and were aggressive toward him prior to putting your hands on him. But then you also put your hands on him. And she's like, I'm a 22-year-old girl.
Away from home.
Yeah, and like, what? How is that a crime, me approaching someone about a phone? Sis, straight. It became a crime
when you put your
hands on a minor.
If he wasn't a minor, you put your hands on
him. You put your hands on somebody else.
You put your hands on him. Like, just because you're a little young girl, I don't care what color you are, but this one in particular was white or whatever. She's white.
White presenting.
You cannot do that. No. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. And to think like this is the world that my black sons have to live in and navigate and be so careful in situations like this. But like I said, if it had been me, I got it, son.
Girl, do you have a problem?
Go over there.
What is the problem? Because I done told you one time that is not your phone.
So now I'm gonna put these paws.
Yeah, so she wouldn't even been able to chase us because we would have stood right there and said, "What's up?"
Look, oh my gosh.
I just her apologizing for like making him feel inferior.
Girl, what?
No, you stupid B. You are inferior.
And just because of her actions and the way that she's handling herself in this interview, that on top of that just says she needs to be charged because there's accountability.
She don't feel like she did nothing wrong.
No. Obviously. And what makes you think that you can walk around in this world attacking people with no consequence?
And then talking about, I approached other people in the lobby as well.
You didn't attack those other
Facts. You didn't fight nobody else but this black boy. You let everybody else walk away after they told you that they didn't have your phone. So, what's popping?
Girl, that's... Ooh, I feel the rage.
That sent me. I was like, oh. Because the reason I had completely missed it last week. But the reason I saw it was because everybody was talking about her attitude with Gail. So that, like, became a whole nother topic on top of the other issue.
She told Gail, what did she say?
She said that's enough or something.
That's enough, Gail.
She did the most.
And she's sitting in this interview with a cap on that says Daddy.
And her lawyer told her to take it off, and she didn't.
And even when she said that's enough, Gail, her lawyer is sitting there like this.
The lawyer said something,
said, Stop it.
What was her mama?
Are you 22 or 12?
Girl, cuss that girl out. Free her for filth, because I'm sick of her.
That young man need to call his cousins to go get her.
She needed whooped. Girl, what? She really thought she was going to jump on that little boy and then just go live her life?
Yeah, because that's the way that the world works.
Was she drunk?
Ain't it?
What was...
I don't care what she was.
Fact. I don't care either.
She had no self-control. And, that's another thing, like, only certain people are always, told they're supposed to have so much self-control and you're supposed to just grin and bear it. No, sir, no, ma'am.
Facts. And then she asked Gail, like, well, what would you do if you were, alone in New York and your phone was lost? And I was thinking, like, what would I do? I would probably just cry. I would probably...
Girl, go buy another one. Get somebody to wire you send some money. They ain't even got to wire it.
Oh my God.
You know all these different transfers you can make online.
Everything.
Girl, stop.
Go get you a straight talk and figure it out.
Use that hotel phone.
And she talking about it had stuff that she couldn't get. What it have? Where was it at? Because you could log into any computer and get the same thing that you had on your phone.
I was going to say maybe she had her plane ticket or something on.
She could pull that up on her email and print it off right at the business center at the hotel.
Exactly. She making these excuses. She also avoided whatever that question was that Gail asked her right before she said, how would you feel? That was not the question.
Facts. Because she asked her about attacking a teenager. And she tried to flip
She immediately goes to how would you feel? And also his father did A, B, C, and D. But what did you do? Because that's the question. That's what I want.
These are great questions.
That's enough of this mess.
I also
got on my nerves.
Girl, heated.
Why she make me watch this?
Because I was like,
she knew how I was going to react.
I know Lonnie's going to go off.
Look, anybody that knows me knows that I do not play about my kids. I am a straight mama bear.
And I was like, we need this. We need to talk about what she would do if it was one of the boys.
Boy mom.
She had the game twisted. I don't want to leave this. I want to leave this subject, but I don't want to leave without acknowledging the fact that is traumatic.
Yes.
For the teenager. Like, we laugh and joke about how she needs to get beat down, but also that's traumatic.
That's a traumatic event.
To have some woman jump on you, talking about you done stole her phone, when you sit up here saying that you didn't.
Girl.
And it's like, your word is not good enough. And even the fact that she walked away from that situation with nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, she's arrested now, but that was like over a week later.
Girl, it takes me so many different other places. Like, just even sitting here talking about it now, it just, you know what? I'm thinking about Emmett Till.
So many things. And like, how wrong it could have gone for them when they did nothing wrong. And she went back to California and lived her life and then got arrested. Like, they pulled her over, and then she resisted for whatever reason.
Yeah, they had to pull sis out the car. So she still don't want to be held accountable for her actions. At all.
And that's a mess.
They had to pull her
out of the vehicle.
Out the car. Resisting arrest, add that. Add that to her list of charges.
I want to see it. Because then it was like, in one of the articles I read, it was like the sheriff's office said it wasn't clear what charges she was facing.
We know now. Resisting arrest. If it ain't
they did say that they think she might be charged with resisting as well. But I guess, like, somebody from New York was just like, go pick her up.
Put it on the book.
They need to add it on there, and I want to see it on the next time they update us on what's going on. Facts.
Finna look
and
her
we put her in the Gotcha papers. Do
yes.
they got Gotcha papers everywhere else?
Let
us know if y'all got Gotcha papers.
It's online somewhere, ain't it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
So are they holding her in California, or did they have to take her to New York?
I don't know those details.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to cuss so bad.
So, okay, let's switch gears. One of my faves this week was talking about Kev on Stage is one of my faves. But he mentioned something about, this is like a he said, she said, something he read where they was like, do things that bring you pure joy. And his wife's response to that was, I don't even think I would know what that is right now. And I thought the same thing. So I wanted to see what you feel like yours would be. Because we talked last week about like what we're letting go of, what we want to embrace, things that we want to do in the coming year. So if you were to do something that brings you pure joy, what would that look like?
Like something I could do right now.
Yeah. Like something you could do, you don't necessarily have to depend on. Well, I don't know. Like something you would do. So the lady that said it says that, you know, she was looking at her life. She had kids. She's married, whatever. And she went back to dance. Okay. Because she remembered how much she loved that when she was younger.
Me too. I did. It's so funny because you mentioned dance and...
Is that what you thought of?
Conversation that I was having with a friend of mine. So we took a pole fitness class one time. And so we were talking about it recently. And that would definitely be, like, if it's something I can't, like, do right now, but something that I would like to do, I would love to do pole fitness. What's the thing with the scarves?
Oh,
I would love to do that.
I know what you're talking about. Pink did it in one of her performances.
One of the girls that I went to college with, she does it in Atlanta. We don't have anything like that around here, though, but I would definitely love to do something like that.
That sounds like it would be fun for you. Not really my cup of tea, but yeah, it seems like something you would enjoy.
Okay, so I start back working out tomorrow.
Is that
today?
Joyful?
I do like it.
That's great.
I mean, it's painful.
I mean,
but I like it.
If you like it.
I mean, yoga does bring me pure joy.
Wow.
Stretch. It does.
That is great.
I like all kinds of like calming, meditating type stuff.
Yes.
I like Zen type of things.
I think yoga specifically upsets me because that was something I was thinking about too when I was thinking about like things that bring me pure joy. Is that I feel like I need to be good at things to really enjoy them. And when I did yoga, I felt like I was doing good. So I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, I really liked it. But, like, the yoga I did was it was like a different type of scene. It was like trauma-informed yoga. Okay. So it was, like, really cool and, like, at your own pace type of situation. And, like, people with different bodies, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how I would feel in like a typical yoga situation.
I mean, there's always like modified positions that you can.
Yeah, but then whenever I do the modified positions for anything, I'll be feeling like, I'm doing the modified position.
But you're doing it, and the more you're stretching your body out, you're going to be able to do it the regular pose. Eventually. But you have to stretch. It's like a gradual thing. So like there's beginners,
right,
and then you progress.
I hate modified positions. It makes me feel like, wow, I'm doing the kiddie version.
You're so hard on yourself.
No, terrible.
Well, if you feel like you're doing the kiddie version, then push yourself to do the regular version.
Yeah, no, see, I just quit.
Fall over.
Yeah, my thing is just like, I'm never doing this again. I'm not good at it. Bye. Thanks.
Well, does your baking bring you pure joy?
I like baking. I can't bake for money ever again.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Okay.
Because it brings me pure stress when I do that. And I'm like, oh my God, this has to be perfect. Like,
yeah.
Oh, they're gonna hate this. So I realized that.
Mm-hmm.
But like baking for fun, yes, that is a joyful activity. One thing that I thought about too was like performing and being on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So like I haven't done theater in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been less time between when I've done like stepping and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I used to love stepping. So like I think theater was my introduction to like being on stage.
Uh-huh.
And it helped me get over my stage fright because I was like pretending to be somebody else. But honey, when I started stepping, I was like, I get to get up here and be all of me.
Yes.
Don't nobody worry. Because I'm going to shut it down.
Do it again.
So I think that would be fun. I did step it was a couple years ago at like a Juneteenth event.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun and I really loved it. And the crowd gonna hype you. You know what I'm saying? Black people.
Because I'm gonna hype.
One thing about black folks is they gonna
hype.
They gonna hype you up.
We are natural born hype men.
Honey.
Women.
So I think I could do that, but you know, outside is closed. So
true.
There's that.
If you'd like to, I will step with you. Choreograph something. We can dance, girl.
Okay, girl.
You know what I miss?
What?
I miss color guard.
Oh!
I would love to buy me a flag and get out there and twirl legs and throw legs. We can make a dance
routine.
We're
gonna get you a flag.
We're
gonna do it all.
Down and
we
can put this step
and
routine
dance
into
and
it.
flag.
That would be lit. Okay.
Don't worry, we're gonna bring it to y'all. We're gonna go live one day. And y'all gonna be like, what is going on?
Get into it. Like, don't hate.
Don't. Go on.
Some fun activities.
Honey, those are 3 very fun things. I've even dropped a flag in a flow. I've never held a flag. I haven't twirled a game.
Okay.
So I feel like I could handle it a little bit, but a flag is heavier and bigger.
It is. It's very intimidating at first, but once you get in the flow and the hang of things, you just be walking around.
Okay. I'm gonna dabble in color guard at 33.
You're like, whoa.
We are childish.
Very childish.
I feel like if you string all the laughs together, it's probably like 10 minutes of just us laughing.
Yeah. Because we're goofy.
Okay, so today's topic, the main thing we wanted to talk about today was the levels to this parenting business, right? So we had a little conversation ourselves after we recorded last time, about how we feel like we're in a different season, each of us different seasons from the other, but like just progressing into different seasons in parenting. Yes. So, friend, do you want to talk a little bit about your season first, or you want me to go first?
I would love for you to start with your season because your kids are younger, and you're in earlier stages. And I'm just the cool mom over here chilling because
Okay.
I don't have to be as
I feel like I spent a lot of time being, and I still struggle with being a helicopter mom.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't for you. That was for me too.
So I feel like in this era, I'm able to be more hands off, and also because like school is not. I mean, it's a thing, but it's not like wake up every day, take them to school, pick them up. Like that piece is gone, so it feels more relaxed overall. Like, of course, we still have to get their work done, and that's a whole other struggle. But just that, like, the part of it is not, I didn't know how to best describe it. I had to use the sound. That part is over. So I feel like in, like, probably the last season, I was doing a lot. You know, like, it's like, when your kids get tall enough to reach all the things in the refrigerator and all the things in the pantry, it's like you unlocked a new level. You ain't gotta do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all get me something.
Yeah. Hey, go get me that. It's on the top shelf.
Yeah. So that is like lovely. But sometimes I feel like my youngest is growing up too fast. And I think part of it is that her sister is 5 years older than her, and then her older cousins are around. And so she's doing things at 6 that her sister was not doing. So that's weird. Because I'd be like, I didn't even have to think about it. Like, she's gaming. She wasn't gaming. Mine wasn't gaming when she was 6. She just started gaming. I mean, she was definitely like a prissy girl. But, like, she just wasn't into those types of things. But she didn't have, like, she had older cousins, but she more hung out with the cousins that were around her age. Okay. So they were all doing the same things. But for Lay, it's like she doesn't have that so much. So she's trying to do what the big kids are doing. Yeah. And so it's like trying to embrace that and help her out, but then some of it is like too much. Cause I'm like, all right, girl, you like, and every time she rages on this video game, and so I'm like, just relax, it's okay. And they're all looking at her like, why is she freaking out so much? But I'm like, she's 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, her confidence hasn't been built to the level that y'all's is yet. So this is a tiny loss to you guys. It's huge for her.
Right. But I think she's probably going to gradually grow into that, too. Yeah. Because as you were saying that, like, I'm thinking about Elijah. So, Jaden is 4 years older than him. And so, of course, where Jaden, chill, bro. Come on. It's not that serious. Yeah. And Elijah's like, what are you freaking kidding me? Shut up!
That's how my kids
and they're completely different.
It's so weird.
I have literally walked in the room and the big one has the little one dangling.
They haven't been fighting. Praise God.
After I stopped them from killing themselves, I did go downstairs and laugh.
I definitely would have laughed. Definitely. It would have been hard for me to hold it in. To be real. No, I think I freak out first. As a parent, I freak. And then I'll be like, Lord have mercy.
My freak outs are internal.
Yes, definitely.
I don't.
Yeah. That's one place that I have grown up. Is like holding my freak outs. But I think, so in this season, I have just been able to relax more. I think previously I was super anxious. You know, I was, especially like in the beginning, oh my God. I was so anxious all the time. Like, you gave me this thing and its neck don't even work. Like, what is this? So, you want me to take it home? It got an open wound on the stomach.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? That was in my head. I'm like, what? It can't tell me.
I gotta figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, like, and ain't no training, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out here. So, like, to think back to how crazy I was going for, like, years. and like, oh God, are you gonna fall? Like in the beginning, you're just like worried about everything, or I was at least. So to go from there to now, just chilling, like I can leave the room and I don't have to see them. Like it used to be like I need to make sure I can see them so I know what's going on. Even if they're like screaming downstairs, I'm just like, I'll get down there in a second. Like nobody's
it's not urgent.
Die. Yeah, it doesn't feel as urgent. I feel like I can relax more, and I also feel like at this point I can focus on me a little bit more.
It almost sounds like we're kind of in the same space, even though our kids are
at
different ages.
Yeah, I think I'm still like, I'm imagining that when they go back to school, things will change a little bit for me because I like to be involved in the school. And I'm still like talking to the teachers and stuff, but I feel like it's going to be more involved. But I think right now, like my kids aren't necessarily a stressor for me in this season. Where in the past, if somebody was like, "Why are you stressed?" I'd be like, "These kids." So I don't feel like parenting is as stressful as it has been in the past.
Because you've been able to loosen the reins.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. And it's so funny because, well, it's not funny, but I actually had a very sentimental moment with my oldest son's father. So he watched our last show. And so he FaceTimed me afterwards. I asked if I could tell the story. Okay. So he FaceTimed me and he was like, "Oh man, you know," first he was like, "Well, I didn't know you cried." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "I just watched y'all's show and I didn't know you cried." And he was like, "Well," like he basically called me to share his story with me. And so I was like, wow. That's so, huge. You know, like what we're doing, the things that we're talking about, it's making a difference, right? For one. And so one of his things was, you know, feeling proud about being able to do something for our son. And so this year our son started private school. And so, you know, if anybody has kids that go to private school, it's not cheap. And so, you know, we were talking about like being in a different space right now where we are able to do things like that. And this is something that he and my son had discussed first, and what they wanted to do, I loosened the reins.
And let it happen.
I let it go. And so I feel like that has been a great experience. And so I don't have to be as involved. It's like, I don't know, how do I explain it or describe it? I'm kind of like administration right now.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like for years you've kind of been like the captain.
Yes.
And like, now you get to be the first mate.
Yeah.
And
you know, I'm a woman, so they need their dads more and in a different way.
Yeah.
And so like where I'm over here, I can chill a lot. My kids get up and go with their dad all the time. People ask me, "Well, when the boys coming back?" I don't know. They just go back and forth all the time. And I'm glad that they have that. So sometimes they'll get tired of me and go with their dads. They'll get tired of their dads, come back home with me, and
it is what it is.
It works.
And that's beautiful that y'all have that co-parenting relationships. So I think that works. I am happy for you, friend. I'm a little jealous.
Thank you.
I won't lie. I'm slightly jealous about the amount of chilling that you have available to you.
And when she says chilling,
she's not.
It doesn't.
It don't mean she ain't got nothing to do.
I have work kids too, so
right. And like, also don't get it twisted. I definitely be reading them things online where it be like, people think just because you ain't got no kids, like you not doing nothing. Like no, I definitely appreciate the lives of people without children and people whose children are not always home.
Right.
But yeah, some days I just be like, if y'all weren't here, I probably wouldn't even got out the bed today. Like, I would have just came down and got a bowl of cereal and then went back up to my bed and lived my life.
There's all this pressure to be perfect, especially when the kids are in the house.
Facts.
You got to be a whole grown-up, a whole mom, a whole adult when the kids are there. And then when the kids are not, you can just kind of do what you want to do to a certain extent.
Let me tell you, when I'm with my friends, I am childish. And the reason is because I am always responsible.
Jeez, doesn't it feel good?
It feels so good to just go somewhere and be childish.
Oh my God. I'm glad you can come to my house and be childish. We be childish together, y'all. I have no idea.
Maybe we'll go live one day.
They have no idea. Oh boy.
Y'all gonna see when we get up there and flag. Come to y'all. Y'all gonna see how we really get down. Okay. But yeah, I think too, like, that was one thing. Earlier today, I told how old is she? 11. I was like, girl, we're having this for breakfast. We had like waffles and assorted meats because
pork
the children, the whole pig, honey. We had beef kielbasa, bacon, and then like regular sausage links.
This morning. I talked to her this morning.
Girl,
I was not invited.
Eggs, apples, pancakes, and waffles were available. She said she already don't like waffles.
You see my face?
Right. I don't want pancakes today. I will just take some bacon. Now, if you just eat bacon,
that's a lot.
You're going to be hungry in 10 minutes. So, me, in my mind, I was like, well, we have a smorgasbord of meats available. I'm sure she will eat those. I gave her some bacon, a couple links, a little piece of kielbasa. And I was like, hopefully this will hold her over till lunch. She can have one snack, and we'll all be fine. She comes to me about an hour later, and said that she was hungry, in fact. And I said, well, that's not my problem until lunch.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Go to the kids.
So now that's my rule, is that your hunger is not my issue outside of the designated meal time.
Okay. Because they do it at school.
Honey, you eat at a certain time at school. You get your snack at a certain time. The snacks are available to you. You can reach them if you would like to grab a snack. I will be making lunch at this time. And that will be your opportunity to eat a meal again.
What is wrong with these children? Because I just want to know. Before I left the house today, Jaden says, Mom, can you take me to get some McDonald's? My kids will not even open the Tupperware in the fridge to see what's in it. If it's not frozen, and they can throw it in the microwave or some oodles and noodles, or if it's not processed, and they can't push a button, they're not going to put forth any effort
at all.
Boy, it's like a full cooked meal in here. All you need to do is put it on a plate and microwave it or heat it up however you want to.
He has no intention of doing
effort.
I don't know. I definitely told that child this morning. I was like, well, that's not my problem. You need to figure out what you're going to eat.
I'm proud of her. Yeah. There was a time where
I'd have jumped up.
Girl.
And cooked something immediately. And then cooked something else an hour later.
Yes.
And then another one an hour later.
And as her friend, like, I couldn't say nothing. I just had to sit there. And I'd be like, dang, they calling her again. Like,
girl.
She getting ready to jump up and go do whatever it is.
Running for these kids.
Yeah, and it's not funny. But, I also didn't say anything because, that's how parenthood is.
Yeah.
Like, your kids call and you got to go. Even though some of my kids.
I've definitely found a balance in this season.
You have.
Between, like, making sure the kids are good, meeting their needs, but being like, okay, now, that's plenty.
That's enough.
Yeah, I'm not. And I do think they're definitely spoiled. But they also have just grown accustomed to life that I have built for them. So I can't blame them too much. But I'm going to ease them into this.
So it's just you're going back and setting boundaries. And that's okay.
Me and my boundaries.
You know what I have had to do, like as far as boundaries with my kids? I have had to teach my kids how to communicate with both parents. Communicate in a timely manner also. Because what?
Because what?
Mom left my iPad at the house and no, you need it for school. I'm not going to be able to bring it to school. I'm at work. Dad's at work. My kids will call the whole family. Can somebody do this? And 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna do it. They spoiled. And it's ridiculous.
Like, you really sometimes have to just sit back and look at the facts and acknowledge that your kids are spoiled.
Right.
And it's mostly your fault. That's what I realized.
It is. And that's why, now, especially, I like to say no.
Yeah, I've definitely started saying
Sometimes
no.
it kills me, though.
It does.
Sometimes it kills me. I'm like, gosh, I really want to do this, but I'm not. For example, and this was probably a couple years ago. It wasn't last year. Probably a couple years ago. And so my little one, he would struggle to get the tops off of things. And so I said, at some point, I'm going to have to stop. Because some of these tops, he should be able to get off. And he would also, it didn't matter what I was doing. If I did not stop to open the top, he would get an attitude. I'm in the middle of doing something, and here he comes shoving a bottle in my face.
That's how these kids do.
At 9 and 10 years old. And so one day, I just looked at him and I said, you're going to have to open it yourself. And when I tell you this little boy was in that kitchen saying everything but a curse word, it took so much for me not to just let me just do it. And as parents, I feel like we do that so much. So he finally got the top off. He comes back through the living room with the cup. Oh yeah, Mom, I got it open. Kind of with a little attitude.
Right,
and you have to be
kill him with
good job. I knew you could do it.
That's how you really get them.
But yeah, when we come to their rescue so much,
that's what they want.
They become dependent on that. And then we're driving ourselves insane.
Girl, running around cleaning. Don't get me started on the cleaning.
To the kids.
That's cleaning. I've been all right now. Y'all, I'm not going to be. Because you realize that you're stressing yourself to the max. And they're just living their best lives.
Yes. You know when that happens to me? When we're packing for a trip. And I make them pack 3 days ahead of time.
That's the worst.
And you know what? Now they've gotten to the point where I'm going to check the bag. Because my kids will throw anything in the bag. We're going to Florida. What is this? It's got holes in it.
That's how they do.
Why you got this coat in here? Where we're going, it's going to be 80 degrees. And, I have to pack it.
And I'm like, you know what? You better wear it.
And, they know. So now they know to pack, extra underwear, socks, and things like that. But they get an attitude when I check the bag because I know. I love y'all to death, but I know that.
Because they feel like you done told us to do it, and then you coming behind us.
But I got to check it because
still,
we're not going to be walking around looking crazy.
I feel that.
Now, and that's just how I am.
One thing that I have done is walk around looking crazy. Because, honey.
Elijah too.
She wear whatever she want to wear. Whenever.
Elijah will throw on anything.
We went to Target and her gecko costume from PJ Masks one time.
That's different. That's a costume. I mean,
it wasn't even near Halloween at all.
It's a little bizarre, but I feel like people
Definitely, this lady came up to me and was like, wow, society. That's really sweet.
Forget society, first of all.
Facts, definitely. But sometimes it just be like, Lord, people gonna be staring at us.
We be so concerned about what other people are gonna say.
That's why I've just got to the point where I be like, whatever, wear what you want to wear.
But I feel like society is also more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as hard on people, especially like kids be out here. Kids. Well, whatever, cowboy boots, tutu.
Girl.
Maybe a unicorn. I mean,
right.
Let the kids. Oh well.
That's how I be.
Can we comb your hair?
And I'm not even gonna fight about that.
Look, please, put some lotion on.
Please. This is not even for society. This is for the preserving of your skin. You
moisturize your hair a little bit.
God, that used to be such a struggle.
My kid's famous for it. In the sink. Throw some water on it.
The kids are the worst.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yes. So I feel like definitely drawing boundaries with the kids, saying no more, and letting them take on responsibilities has been. And it's like just trying to be mindful of their developmental ages. You know what I'm saying? Like always keeping that in mind. And that's like with letting go and with like not expecting them to be too independent.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was some stuff that I was doing for way too long, and it was like, okay, do this yourself.
Right.
Bye.
For example, my kids in their bedroom.
Don't get me started.
I went in on those kids this week. And you know.
Yeah. She texted me. Like, I went off on the kids.
You know, and you know the way that I kind of like smoothed it over a little bit, I was like, guys, like I'm not trying to nag you, but I'm trying to teach you life skills. And if you go ahead and clean things and like do it every so often, we don't have to have these big cleanups. You don't have to hear my mouth. And that's their issue. They don't want to hear my mouth, so clean the room.
What was their response?
Take the dishes downstairs. These kids ended up, we made it a whole like family time. We were in the room reminiscing.
Oh, that's nice.
About who got in trouble the most. So yeah, like I'm basically in the room supervising, and we're just talking about things. And so they were cleaning off one of their shelves, and they have like yearbooks, and they found some pictures and things like that. And so that was like a joyful moment for them. And I think, you know, they cleaned it up, and they cleaned it up right, and I was happy. They were happy.
So it turned positive.
And I'll tell y'all, I'm not one of those parents that curses at my kids. So I said 2 bad words. And I think that made a world of difference.
It was like, I'm
in no way, shape, or form telling you guys to curse at your kids.
Yeah.
But I said 2 cuss words.
I think just the fact that you don't cuss like that made them probably be like, oh.
They was like, oh, she for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, be like, let's just clean the room, bro. And then we don't have to hear her mouth.
I texted her and was like, they probably talking about you.
Elijah said something. And you know me, with the token black mom in the other room. Say it a little louder so I can hear you. What'd you say?
Oh my God.
Speak up.
Okay. Oh, I would have loved to have been there for that. Not really, because I would have been so awkward.
She'd have been.
That's awkward when you at your friend's house and she going off on her kids.
Like you were there that time. Were you there when Elijah basically set my bathroom on fire?
Oh yeah. That was crazy. Yeah, that was so awkward.
I was so composed.
I was like, what? What do we even do?
I had to get my sister to go talk to him because I could not.
There were so many questions. I was like, what? But anyway, that's a whole other subject for a whole another day.
Yeah.
So to wrap up, there's levels to this. It's beautiful to get to a place where you are balancing your needs as well as your child's needs, as well as considering their what did I say earlier? Their developmental
where they are
ability, and like where they are emotionally and all that stuff too is important because they're people.
Yeah, and no two kids are the same, so you have the developmental milestones and the different stages that they're supposed to be in. However,
but every 12-year-old ain't the same.
No, everybody's different.
Yeah.
So
just considering your person in all of this
and yourself.
Child,
because parents are not at the same stages either.
Honey, considering yourself.
We'll have to talk more about that later.
Because I'm just learning. Especially when it comes to the kids.
Yes.
But anyway, all right. Thank you all for joining us. Have a blessed day. Enjoy life. We'll see you sometime soon.
We'll see you when we see you. We love you guys.
Bye.